That was yesterday here in Philadelphia as they prepared the building for tonight. And we are set. Meeting number 121 between these two teams. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Anton Khudobin in relief of Justin Peters had 15 saves on Sunday against Tampa Bay. And Steve Mason has been very good. His last game was here Saturday night against the New York Islanders. It was a 6-4 win. He had 20 saves in that one. The officials tonight: Jean Hebert and the veteran Dan O'Halloran are the referees, with David Brisebois, Mark Shuchek on the lines. Carolina will start with Eric Staal. Alex Semin and Jiri Tlusty sit back and enjoy this one from South Philly. Kimmo Timonen paired with Braden Colbert on the back end for Craig Berube. In the corner now out of that four-man scrum. Staal tries to dig it out. Timonen stays with it. Good work by Eric Staal for Tlusty. Pass picked off momentarily by Timonen. Now Jake Voracek out to center. Punched ahead by Falk. And now the Flyers buzz back out to center. Jake Voracek over the line. Pulls up, lays it across. And it goes off the stick of the attacking forward. Cruising through the slot. That was Michael Raffel. Now Eric Staal. A 1-on-3. Goes off on a line change and gets it deep.
Kirk Muller told Chantel, good short shifts early. That was a good time to change. And Falk, good early response.
Now a steal. Elias Lindholm blocked by Nicholas Grossman, celebrating his 29th birthday today. A new line for Carolina. Jordan Staal, Elias Lindholm, and Jeff Skinner as that shot glances wide of Khudobin. Grossman lays it back for Sean Couturier. Broken up by John Michael Lyles and back out to the center zone.
Well, Lyles was good again against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Established a shot that Hainsey scored on to give the team life in the third period against Tampa.
Steve Mason ahead of that icing line, pressured by Jordan Staal. Philadelphia has won 8 of their last 9 here at home. 13-8-1 in that regard. It's broken up. Forged out to center by Couturier, and it comes all the way back.
Another good offensive zone change from Jordan Staal. So Eric earlier not staying on too long, and there Jordan, that can be a sign a team is sharp.
It is now a back-to-back sequence on the road for the Hurricanes. We will be in Buffalo tomorrow night. The game can be seen on Sports South. Luke Schenn leaving his own zone for the red-hot Wayne Simmons. He's cut off by Manny Malhotra. This line is Malhotra, Nathan Gerbe. And now Radek Dvorak replacing Pat Dwyer. Out of the corner, Mazzaros ties up Malhotra. Schenn will get to it. Luke Schenn takes the hit from Dvorak, and Carolina staunch on the forecheck. Here they come. Dvorak leaves it there. Braden Schenn takes over. Carolina can complete the change. Ruutu with a shot. Stop the rebound, handled by Steve Mason. And Tuomo Ruutu had both of those. Dvorak tries the center one out in front. Ruutu with a big hit on Andre Mazzaros. Komisarek, Jay Harrison, Riley Nash with a shot wide. Good pressure here. Ruutu with a bee in his bonnet. In back of the goal now. Nash for Harrison. His shot goes wide. Now it's Komisarek. He'll dust it off. Inside by Riley Nash. Top of your screen, Luke Schenn. Hit hard by guess who? Tuomo Ruutu, who had 4 hits in one shift, and it comes all the way back.
If you ever question the character that we spoke about late in our pregame show of Tuomo Ruutu, just look at this shift. What a shift. Starts with a first shot, battles for the second shot on Mazzaros, and then comes over and absolutely drills a defenseman that's producing at a point-a-game clip, so it's the right guy to hit too. Boy, that was an excellent start for Ruutu there.
You certainly get more ice time when you do that. Now, Sekera, tip, good save by Steve Mason off the stick of Eric Staal. As we take a look at the Rex Express scare, injuries and scratches. Rex Healthcare, as we know, chosen for excellence as it floats out to center ice. Sekera, tied up by Claude Giroux. Voracek to the outside of Justin Falk. A couple of Olympians right there. Now they battle in the corner. Jiri Tlusty has control, and Carolina transitions back out to center.
That's a good read there from Tlusty. Shows his confidence instead of just going up the boards to be able to make the tape-to-tape pass. Check to Slovak to Sekera.
Voracek, who had his thumb or his hand stung in that game against the New York Islanders on Monday. The Flyers surrendered a 3-1 lead, lost in the shootout. After Kyle Oposo scored a power play goal late to send it to extra hockey.
Atypical because it's been the Flyers in the last probably month and a half that have been the team in the NHL that has come back more than anybody else in third periods, and they gave up the lead to Capuano's club.
Chris Valdeverde now broken up as it's cleared all the way back in the zone. He's all the way back for Nicholas Grossman. Grossman tries to make it happen for Steve Downey out to center ice. A loose puck to neutral ice, swatted at by Manny Malhotra. He'll get it back.
Well, Grossman actually is part of the deal that sent Captain Mike Richards to Los Angeles. He was the draft pick that was part of it, along with Schenn, Wayne Simmons. I think it's a deal that's worked out for both clubs. Richards, part of the team that won a cup out west.
Mark Streit, who has been their best defenseman of late, clears it out of play. Coors Light. Cold, hard facts with the emphasis on cold. The Hurricanes are making this a regular thing, postponing games and scheduling later on. The Flyers haven't done it since '93 in Hartford.
Boy, I was a freshman in college. I think I was going to come to that game on March 14th. Yeah, there's early word. The first week of March in Southern California when we're out there, there's going to be a very atypical, rare snowstorm in Anaheim and L.A.
Now, you were where then, '93?
I was a freshman in college.
Yeah. I was on the conference call that canned the game. Got him old. Now Commissaric moves it in on Steve Mason. Mason will shovel off for Vinny Lecavalier. Sean Couturier through the center zone with Matt Reed. His shot is blocked. It kicks around off of Malhotra. Loose in the corner as we see, and Jay Harrison will settle it down.
Who was the conference call with? Colin Campbell? Who was it with? Colin Campbell was probably with the Rangers then.
Yeah, he was
helping to move them towards the Stanley Cup in '94.
My memory is long gone, especially after getting through another deep freeze here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, with the old bathrobe on, but the Canes seem to be sharp here early.
Carolina has 4 shots, as opposed to none for Philadelphia. Dvorak with number 5. Sekera goes for 6, but it went high. Now along the boards, Grossman tied up by Justin Falk. Radek Dvorak in control. Andrej Sekera at the point. He'll cradle one, blocked on the way through. The Flyers have it as we see, and they carry it back out to center ice. Brayden Schenn takes a hit from Riley Nash, but he got it deep.
Sharp early from Mason. He did skate yesterday morning before the game.
Shot taken on the way through by Braden Colburn, looking for that tip. Schenn now off a body. Out of the corner. Dvorak now will move it back for Andrej Sekera. They start again. Out of the reach of Tuomo Ruutu. This will be icing against Carolina. Let's take a look, Trip, at tonight's Storm Tracker.
I say Mason skated before what was thought to be a game before the postponement. And the Olympic duo rebounds. Justin Falk, Andrej Sekera have been so darn good this year after a tough, rare night on Sunday. Wayne Simmons, along with Hartnell and Schenn, boy, have they been good to take them off the score sheet. And secondary scoring, whichever club provides it, because really right now, Philadelphia has 3 scoring lines. And the juggling that the Hurricanes have done with their top 6, Jordan and Skinner and Lindholm together, let's see who provides that secondary punch.
Craig Berube, who's done an excellent job taking over here for Peter Laviolette, sends out his top line. Colburn negated by Nash. Giroux gets to it. Claude Giroux inside for Voracek. He'll grind a cycle off the paddle of Hudobin. Kimmo Timonen moving up. Now it's Claude Giroux. Across for Braden Colburn. Off the stick of Nash, it goes deep. Sekera had it, lost it. Michael Raffl, the Austrian, is on him. And now Jake Voracek along the boards gets help from Claude Giroux. Michael Raffl in control, holding onto it. Winding through the slot, blocked by Sekera. Gained by Carolina's Riley Nash. And brought in offside by Braden Colburn. 13:22 left to go in the opening period. We are back to work in South Philly, and so is Tuomo Ruutu.
Back in Philadelphia, we are scoreless. The Canes now have 4 players going to the Olympics in Sochi next month. Alex Semin is the most recent player to be named to Team Russia just yesterday. For tonight's Geico quote, we hear from number 28 on the honor. He says, "I'm very happy to represent my country in the Olympics. My focus before and after Sochi is and will continue to be helping my team, the Hurricanes, make the playoffs." Trip, I know you have more on this.
Well, I just, first of all, he should have been on the team from the beginning, even with the struggles he's had scoring goals. But watching him when he got the news that he didn't make the team and his daily preparation, I could tell, if I had to guess, he'd rather win a cup than a gold medal if he had the choice, which to me is very encouraging. That's my own perspective. I don't have confirmation on that from Alex, but Canes fans just want to see him keep scoring here.
That's right. And was on a great clip over the weekend, and hopefully that will continue. Out to center. Jake Voracek with Michael Raffle. It goes by him. Raffle's been a bright spot for Philadelphia in his first season in the National Hockey League. Last year in the Swedish Elite League. Now Semin with a pass off of Vinny Lecavalier. In the center zone, Jeff Skinner gets a stick to it, and Steve Mason is out to play it.
He's an Austrian that played in the second division of the Swedish League in Leksand.
That's right. It comes all the way back. Jordan Stahl holding onto it. Moved off now. Harrison through center behind Elias Lindholm. It comes all the way back. Kimmo Timonen looking over his shoulder at young Lindholm, who goes to work in back of the goal. It kicks out. Goes astray and comes all the way back out to neutral ice. Komisarek turns it over to Sean Couturier. Couturier in the zone for Philadelphia. Holding onto it, his backhander. Kicked out by Hudobin. Played by Braden Coburn. Coburn addresses the situation off of Hudobin. Loose to the corner. Coburn got it back from Jordan. Lecavalier mopped up by Mike Komisarek, who deposits that puck all the way back.
A little extra composure from the veteran Komisarek. That's a little bit of a tough change. The Canes get out of jail. Lindholm did tell me today that he actually prefers wing to center. He would prefer to get in on the play than trail it, and you could see it on that forecheck early in his shift.
Mason out to play it, handcuffing Steve Downey, who took the penalty late on Long Island on Monday. Downey now tries to move it by Andre Sekera. Shoulder to shoulder, he goes down, hit by Manny Malhotra. Chris Vandevelde over on him, and now it comes all the way back out to center ice.
Oh, that's a heck of a hit from Manny Malhotra. He had a couple of beauties against Tampa to try to spark the club.
Nathan Gerby on and off his stick. Mark Streit fights it off. Carries the puck over the line, goes wide. Streit holding onto it. Off the stick, defended well by Sekera. Steve Downey for the Flyers. Diagonally across, Nicholas Grossman. Now Streit walking in. He'll circle. Flushed out a bit by Malhotra. Mark Streit stopping and starting. Looking for Vandevelde. Chris Vandevelde holding onto it. Met by Justin Falk. Support from Wayne Simmons. Simmons holding onto it now away from Gerby. He'll go to work by Malhotra. Centering one by Downey. Getting to it is Mick Grossman. Grossman goes deep. Top of your screen, Wayne Simmons takes over. In control. A long shift here for the Flyers. Simmons stays out. Holds onto it. Draws a man. Gets it deep. Downey in back of Hudobin. Met by Justin Falk. Now they center again for Simmons. A little give and go to the outside. Braden Shen looking for Wayne Simmons. It goes by Downey. Along the boards and back for Timonen. Steve Downey wide open. Braden Shen caught by Anton Hudobin. When the Canes win, you Caniacs win. Get 50% off the entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes victory. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Head coach Craig Berube will love what he just saw. Mark Streit getting off while the puck was in the attacking zone, and then his partner Grossman thereafter, and the Hurricanes were hemmed in because of it. That's unselfish changes on the back end.
All start off the draw. Eric Stahl, Claude Giroux. They'll do it again. 10-12 left to go, period one. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. Tomorrow night, first Niagara Center in Western New York. Canes and Sabres. Starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30 on Sports South. It comes all the way back. Kimmo Timonen in control. Met by Yuri Talusti. Braden Coburn has control, and he'll get it back out to center ice. Coburn now off the stick of Ron Hainsey. You see it come back. Michael Raffle has excellent speed. He gets inside of John Michael Lyles. Hainsey attempts to hunt it down. 2 forecheckers on him. Yuri Talusti, top of your screen for the Hurricanes. Back this way for John Michael Lyles, who's a +10 since joining Carolina.
It's a second good defensive zone read from Yuri Talusti. Instead of just coming up the boards, having the composure and the vision to make a pass.
They turn. Alex Semin with a shot blocked on the way through. It kicks off Andre Mazzaros. It stays in the Flyers zone. Delayed offside here. And now back out to center. It's Riley Nash as the Hurricanes tag up. Nash takes a hit to make a play, but the Flyers, as we see, Braden Shen back out to center ice. Wayne Simmons one more time, and he'll go deep. In the trapezoid, Hudobin. Scott Hartnell on a line change. Moving it by Wayne Simmons. Loose this way. Getting to it is Mike Komisarek. Gloved ahead and back out by Riley Nash, and the Hurricanes go to work. It's in on Steve Mason. He'll melt it down and will step aside. 8:52 left to go in period one. Canes assistant coach Dave Lewis with Chantel McCabe when we come back to Philadelphia right after this.
Back in the second, I'm on the bench with Coach Dave Lewis. After an off night for Justin Falk and Andre Sekera, how do you expect them to respond?
I expect them to rebound. I mean, players have good nights, they have bad nights. That's expected. So it's the response after that, the important thing. And so far, so good.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's amazing. Falk and Sekera coincidentally happen to be right in front of Dave and Chantel. She could have just leaned in and asked them. But these are the types of players that never pass the buck. They know it.
Right.
And you know, I also think they have the right type of short memory. So those are both good qualities to have.
As we said in the open, the mark of a great athlete is just that. You're not going to be on all the time. You have to bounce back, fight through things, and as Dave said, so far so good. Steve Mason takes care of that shot. And well out from Jeff Skinner. Should the Caniacs get a goal tonight from Mike Komisarek? He is our Moe's Southwest Grill. Hey, what do you say, queso player? Everybody receives a free side of Moe's famous queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Brett Belmore and Ryan Murphy continue to be the healthy extras, really, because Komisarek and Harrison were quite good against both the Panthers and the Lightning. It's great to see for Komisarek, a guy that, as we keep talking about the type of teammate he is, you just pull for.
He had 6 hits against Tampa Bay on Sunday night. Carolina coming off that loss, splitting the weekend series against Florida and the Lightning. Now it comes all the way back. Claude Giroux, Michael Raffle rubbed out by Justin Falk. Carolina gets to it, but not out. Kimmo Timonen. The veteran defenseman now goes deep. Justin Falk for the Hurricanes. Top of your screen, it's Yuri Tlusty. He's checked by Braden Colburn. Eric Stahl through the center zone for Alex Semin. He'll step in, shoot one, he scores! What a bullet by Alex Semin! And the Canes are off and running.
This is exactly what we spoke about in our pregame show. These guys aren't just working on this line that was so good last year, but they're supporting one another. Eric Stahl came in to help Yuri Tlusty in his own end. If he doesn't, look at Stahl. What a slash. That's the hockey term. Falk also helps. And now Stahl makes a tape-to-tape pass. And what did Eric tell us about Semin? He's not only shooting pucks right now, he's getting to areas where he can score. Did you see how he subtly got inside the dot, protected the puck from Mazzaros, and what a laser to beat Mason on the glove side. All of the things that has made this line come together, you saw it just in that sequence.
Double figures now for Alexander Semin. 10th goal of the season. On shot number 6, Carolina dents Steve Mason out to center ice. Skinner had it, lost it. Matt Reed, and now Skinner for the Hurricanes. Away from Sean Couturier, and he'll send it in. Steve Mason, who plays it well for Andre Mazzaros. Matt Reed, broken up by Skinner at the line, chopped again by Philadelphia's Reed, and you see it come back.
Boy, I mean, it's the shot from Semin. It's the key play coming across in his own end from Eric Stahl. I mean, at times this year, you know, he stays wide, and you don't get that puck to make it to Semin.
The assists go to Eric Stahl and Mike Komisarek, as Malholtra's shot is blocked on the way through, and for Mike Komisarek, that's his first scoring point of the season.
Yeah, our producer Jim Malley is picking these Bojangles guys, or Moe's guys.
Moe's.
Sorry, I get them all confused. And he picked Komisarek, and he's got his first point.
At least they're both sponsors now along the boards. Strike now in controls. They tie it up. 6:50 left in period one. Carolina out shooting Philadelphia 7-3. And the scrum continues. And finally, it's blown dead.
Well, John, let's watch. Again, I want to keep showing Canes fans what I mean when I talk about the slash. This is Eric Stahl. He's got to get in here, all right? Otherwise, Philly probably keeps the forecheck alive. It's a work ethic play. It's a smart play. And now, Semin, watch where he releases this puck, okay? See how far it is behind it. Very unique release. Protects it from Mazzaros. There's always been a thought maybe that on Mason you want to go high to that glove on such a big goalie, but that was a prototypical Alex Semin release.
Lots of strength to get it in that position. Release it like that, utilize a partial screen, and find with accuracy that location on Steve Mason. Back out to center ice. 6:23 left in period one. Mazzaros played well this season, wide of Hudobin. Simmons knocking it down. Net there by Riley Nash. Out of the corner. Wayne Simmons for the Flyers in control. In the slot, negated by Falk. As the Hurricanes get it back out, here's Radek Dvorak going cross corner.
Falk is on the ice for the goal. There a key stick play again at the end of his shift.
To the point now, Hainsey. This way for John Michael Lyles. He'll feed it off the end wall, swept aside by Mason. Dvorak out of the point for Lyles and back out. Ron Hainsey looks around. Chipped along by Riley Nash, and the Canes can get a line change, and so do the Flyers.
This is a huge goal, too, because the Hurricanes came out, established their forecheck, but then Philadelphia, I thought, started to establish themselves, and that was the response.
Hudobin misplays it, and Carolina will survive. Eric Stahl out to center ice. This way it's Talusti. Jiri Talusti pulls up on Timonen. For the captain now out of the corner. Semin lurking. Hainsey in the slot denied. Good stick by Kimmo Timonen. And the Flyers now will get it out. Take a look at the hits so far. Carolina starting the game on time.
Good decision from Jiri Talusti not to go with a pass that could have led to an odd man rush. He just reversed it down the boards. A solid cerebral play.
Puck is batted high in the air. Claude Giroux, Jordan Stahl. Out of that scrum, Talusti is there too, muscling his man, and Mike Komisarek is wide open, and the Hurricanes now will attempt the breakout. Jordan coming up on Grossman, springs Lindholm. He'll look around. This way for Komisarek. His shot negated by Nicholas Grossman. Loose along the boards, Matt Reed for the Flyers. As an open man on the wing, and turning with it is Jake Voracek, and a high stick. As Carolina's Jeff Skinner was going high to field it. And we'll see what happens when we come back in terms of that. But let's enjoy this moment. Alexander Semin has made it 1-0. Carolina. John Couturier of the Flyers in the box. He goes for slashing Carolina to the power play.
Well, Mike Komisarek, who has an assist in this period, helps by holding the line, and then Jeff Skinner helps to keep that blue line and creates the slash. Couturier, who is a relied-upon penalty killer, so a potential double whammy.
Carolina's power play, number 25 overall, 18th on the road. Philadelphia coming in at number 7 with their kill, number 6 at home. Off the face-off, Eric Stahl losing it to Adam Hall. Briefly a Hurricane a season ago, and it comes all the way back to Anton Hudobin.
Quality character player, whether it be in Tampa, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Former Michigan State Spartan, Adam Hall.
As is John Michael Lyles in control, the lone defenseman. In terms of this unit, he'll get it deep. Lyles overskating in the corner. Lindholm attempts a pass here for Lyles. Out of that 5-man scrum, it kicks free. Hall's after it. He'll salt away a few seconds and get after it himself. Adam Hall to the outside of Jeff Skinner, who plays it well, and Carolina starts again.
Yeah, good read from Skinner there after... Thankfully, it was a foot soldier in Hall, not a skilled player, that chips it by Eric Stahl. That could have been a really good short-handed chance.
In the center zone, they start again. Skinner throttles deep. Semin, Lindholm. He'll corral it. Set up Eric Stahl. His shot goes high, and it's tipped out of play. If the Hurricanes put the biscuit in the basket during the Duke Energy power play tonight, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
When I watched the power play practice last week, Eric Stahl told me Lindholm feeding him pucks, one-timing it is much easier than when it comes from the blue line down to the umbrella. But there you see Philadelphia really block that shooting lane. That's why he didn't fire immediately.
Off the draw now, Ruutu in a battle with Grossman. To the point, it's Andrej Sekera. On the wall, Gerby. His shot off the skate boot of Tuomo Ruutu. Now Justin Falk. Away from Matt Reed. He'll assert down deep. Luke Schenn is on him. This way, it's Nathan Gerby. Gerby in control. Sekera looking for a lane. A one-timer. Falk goes wide of Mason. Loose along the boards. And Chris Van de Velde out to center ice. And the big guy now will get a second crack at it and get it deep.
Yeah, the linesman just wasn't able to get out of the way. And it's very rare that a guy like Shuchek can't. I mean, there's just nowhere to go.
See the time left in the power play as they cross. Ruutu is checked by Braden Colburn, who kicks it but not out. Sekera, wrister, blocked on the way through. Here's Justin Falk. In control now. Turning stick of Nathan Gerby. His shot blocked in front. The Flyers do a good job to get back to the house. Braden Colburn had the block, and they get it out.
Yeah, it's a good-looking power play, but the biggest asset shorthanded for Philly has been their block shots. Tuomo Ruutu continues to really make an impact in this period.
Patrick Dwyer moving it by Andre Mazzaros. Mark Streit down low, tied up by Dwyer, kicks out. Flyers in control, and away they go. Through center ice, Giroux. They're offside. It was Voracek as the puck was carried in by Steve Downing.
So, will Ruutu be able to sustain the type of energy he's had so far? Because he has had just an excellent start. After the game was the announcement that it was postponed yesterday, I did meander into the hotel gym, and there was Ruutu actually on the elliptical, which I'm sure obviously he would not have been involved in had the game been played, but he hasn't played a ton of minutes. He needed something more out of the day than a morning skate. That helps him be ready tonight.
And because all the Hurricanes have had is just that morning skate. There was nothing on Monday after the back-to-back games over the weekend. And now this, Dwyer out in front, off the stick of Steve Mason. Ron Hainsey goes deep. Patrick Dwyer readies for Andre Mazzaros. Good look from ice level. Malhotra on his man. Dwyer digs it out. Centers one. Gerby on the doorstep. Flings it off a stick, and getting to it is Claude Giroux. And back out to center ice. Steve Downing turns it back in his own zone.
Gerby's searching, I think for the first time in his Carolina year, he's searching for a little bit of confidence, so good to just get back and do the basic things right. There he tried to move that puck from his backhand to his forehand, just missed.
Excellent start for the Hurricanes here in Philadelphia, and the home team extremely flat. Now they reverse it. Braden Shen going to get along the boards for Wayne Simmons. Off the stick of Alex Semin out to neutral ice. On the attack, it's broken up. Semin, one more time, steps in, shoots one, blocked by Andre Mazzaros. Mike Komisarek, his shot, pinballs off Semin, who gets to it, shoved off it by Mazzaros. Semin looks for a pass from Stahl, and now it's loose. Wayne Simmons in his own zone. Back out to center, 40 seconds left here in the period. Puck is sent out of play by Wayne Simmons.
Wayne's World may be headed to the penalty box because that was from his own end.
It was. He's gone.
There's Dan O'Halloran, a Stanley Cup veteran official from the Detroit area who was trapped here yesterday. You know, if that's a bigger player than Gerby, that puck, I wonder if it hits a white jersey and doesn't go over the glass. A little detail.
Good point.
As Gerby will be going back for the second time to Buffalo with Andre Sekera tomorrow. But unless something happens, we'll face the Sabres for the first time.
It'll be an oddity because we're going back for the second time, but really going back for the first time if you figure it out. Now it's played here because we left it all there with the vortex. Now Sean Couturier crosses. Off a skate and back out. Waning portion of the period, Elias Lindholm pulling up for Carolina. It goes deep. Matt Reed ahead of Alex Semin. Second power play for the Hurricanes. As Wayne Simmons is in the box for delay of game. It's dug out. John Michael Lyles sets up Eric Stahl. It goes by Jeff Skinner, and now Lindholm in back of the goal. Shoved by Timonen. 5 seconds left in the period. At the top of your screen, Alexander Semin. His pass for Eric. Turned off the stick, back out at the horn. That'll do it. Alexander Semin with his 10th goal of the season, and Carolina has the 1-0 lead. Andre Sekera will be Chantel McCabe's guest as she kicks off the PNC Bank first intermission. It's Carolina 1, Philadelphia no score on Fox Sports Carolina. On Hudobin, the Hurricanes get ready for the second period here in Philly. Let's take a look at the first period numbers brought to you by Buffalo Brothers. Oh, man. Now I want wings, and the Hurricanes want more of what they saw in period number 1. Outstanding in every facet, including out-hitting Philadelphia 11-9. Alexander Semin has goals now in 3 consecutive games, but we do not see him on the bench as we start the second period.
Yeah, he is usually actually the last guy to get on the ice at the beginning of a period, but he would be on this power play, and he is not available at the moment.
Wayne Simmons has that much time left to serve on a delay of game penalty as Steve Mason will corral that one, a face-off in the Flyers zone.
Well, you look at this, Eric Stahl with at least 1 point in 21 of 28 games. His plus-minus has been markedly better than the opening month of the season, and that's great to see. And again, that was always my argument in the most competitive Olympic team-making process is with his injuries suffered playing for Canada. I think he should have gotten a waiver on his opening month of the year.
Second power play for the Hurricanes. Riley Nash in control. Shot taken by Skinner. Blocker down by Steve Mason. Out of the corner. Eric Stahl off the pad. A chance for Elias Lindholm. Back to the point. John Michael Lyles. Wide open is Jeff Skinner. Off a body out in front. Held in by Riley Nash. Now Jeff Skinner to the outside. He'll move it off. Intended for John Michael Lyles. And we see the Hurricanes now recoil.
Well, if you don't have Semin, who's a right shot, you need another righty, and that's why Nash is on this power play. He got clipped there.
Sure did. And now in the center zone, getting to it is Sean Couturier, and he'll attempt to move it deep. Now it's played back out to center ice. In control here, Jiri Tlusty. Moving it by Nicholas Grossman. He gets after it. Claude Giroux for the Flyers. Wayne Simmons is up and ready. Panning on it, Skinner. It pinballs around off the stick that time of Jordan Stahl, but the Flyers get it out. Carolina 0 for 2 with their power play. Wayne Simmons with a shot. His next will be 100 in the National Hockey League. Now Jake Voracek in control. Walking through the slot. Claude Giroux goes to work away from Andrej Sekera. Sekera defends it well for Carolina. Claude Giroux attempts a pass for Wayne Simmons. Nick Grossman with a shot wide of Hudobin through a screen, and now it's played here by Andrej Sekera.
Grossman, I mean, just barely kept that puck in the offensive zone.
Now the puck comes all the way back as we see. In the Flyers zone, Michael Raffl fielded from his knees by Claude Giroux. Neutralized Giroux, a good pass for Raffl to the outside. Drop pass detected by Carolina's Manny Malhotra and back out. Philadelphia now going D to D. Mazzaros. Mark Streit. This is Braden Shen. At the line, Vinny Lecavalier. Lecavalier sends it across. Encumbering his man, but getting it deep with Scott Hartnell. Around the boards it goes. Andre Mazzaros, his shot canceled by Ron Hainsey. It's loose. Patrick Dwyer wins the battle and gets it all the way back.
Well, that's an important battle for Dwyer to win. Again, at the end of a shift, second period, long change, and this is going to be a very important segment. The Hurricanes' power play does not convert in a couple of occasions, and the Flyers have been a team, for the most part, that gets better as games go along.
Jay Harrison tries to move it. He does. The Flyers have secured points in 4 straight games. As we pointed out earlier tonight, they've won 8 of 9 in this building. Recently had a 10-game winning streak at home. It comes all the way back. Icing is called here against the Flyers.
Well, this is the end of the first period, and Alex Semin just was on the receiving end of a hit. He looked to be okay. Nothing wrong with the hit. And you hear the buzzer, and he goes to the dressing room. The only thing I can say is you always err on the side of caution. We all know that he suffered a hit from Alex Pietrangelo in St. Louis earlier this year, and he did have a concussion. But beyond that, I mean, I just don't have a clue. We just all hope that 28 reappears.
He did take a shot off the foot the other night, remember? Saturday night, I believe it was.
He did.
And
good memory. You've got a memory like an elephant.
As long as it stays that way. Now it comes all the way back in. Tuomo Ruutu goes to work on Andre Mazzaros. Now Jiri Tlusty between the wickets of Eric Stahl and all the way back in Canes ice. It's a foot race. Sean Couturier gets there. Has control of the puck. Couturier taken off it nicely by Justin Falk. Matt Reed off the stick of Pat Dwyer. Steve Downey for the Flyers. Looking for Kimmo Timonen, and now Downey again. His shot fought off by Hudobin. It kicks around. It's still loose in the slot. Here's Matt Reed feeding through the blue and out. Getting to it now along the boards and back. Philadelphia keeps it deep. Braden Coburn for Sean Couturier. Played here by Carolina's Andrej Sekera, who reverses the flow. And Eric Stahl does a good job on Braden Coburn to get it out.
Dwyer filling Semin's spot. Dwyer a right shot like Alex. Falk and Sekera have been on for a while, at least Falk.
Voracek gets room. Timonen shot handled by Anton Hudobin.
Well, before the game yesterday, the Hurricanes actually had a really, really energetic morning skate. And they were bolstered by the return. First time that Cam Ward has hit the ice with his teammates. Cam is on the trip. So that That's a shot of energy in itself. He skated today with Murphy, Belmore, and I think who else would have skated early this morning with a guy affectionately known as RB, Rod Brindamore, who certainly is known in these parts in Philadelphia.
Drayson Bowman.
Drayson Bowman, yes.
Puck will come all the way back.
I think I just saw Semin, John.
Okay, that's good. And Jim Rutherford did say yesterday that Cam Ward could play next week or be available at least. Now Simmons inside, broken up by Ron Hainsey and back out. Poked off the stick of Scott Hartnell, that time by Manny Malhotra. Malhotra dives, keeps it ahead, Grossman in control. The Flyers now recoil. Just about 5 minutes gone in the second period. We shuffle off to Buffalo after this one tonight. Canes and Sabres tomorrow night on Sports South as Hudobin will freeze.
Yeah, and there is Alex Semin. He is back, ready to rock and roll. Good to see. And so this will be an important shift. I mean, not just to be back, but to be back. I mean, the reason this line is now putting together some games is because they're not only working, they're working smartly, and they're doing so together. Boy, you look, Alex Simmons a +1. I think he's now +81 in his NHL career. That's a statistic many people do not know. That's not Bobby Orr ± or Nick Lidstrom, but +81 in his career is pretty strong.
Yeah, no, people that lean on the stereotypes, the negative ones against him, don't know that. Now Stahl off the boards, broken up by Voracek. In the zone, he goes wide of Komisarek. Centers one off a skate, it goes astray, and getting to it for the Hurricanes is Jiri Tlusty. A little back pressure from Michael Raffl. And Tlusty does a good job to get it in on Steve Mason as the Flyers circle back.
Tlusty has had an excellent hockey game. You're watching closely all of the details Yuri's delivered.
Here they come, it's Coburn. His shot, a good stick by Justin Falk. Raffl in back of the goal, digs it out. Michael Raffl to the outside. Now Claude Giroux. Up top it goes, Braden Coburn. His shot off the blocker of Hudobin. Now Raffl in the corner for the Flyers, holding onto it. Michael Raffl does a good job to set up Jake Voracek. Out of the reach of Giroux, taken care of by Harrison. Justin Falk takes a hit, makes a play. Elias Lindholm along the boards, not out. Fed ahead by Mazzaros. Getting to it is Giroux. Inside it goes. Taken off the play that time was Vinny Lecavalier, and the Hurricanes are back to it. And Justin Falk did the job on Lecavalier. Now it's carried by Jordan. Centering one off the stick of Steve Mason. Through center ice, Lyles never saw it. Now he does. He gets there ahead of Lecavalier and back out.
Lecavalier has had some back issues this year, but now his issue is adjusting to playing wing for the first real time in his career.
Yeah, they're not happy with his defensive play whatsoever. And it's been an issue and an adjustment coming over, playing that new position that Tripp speaks about and the new team. Icing is called here. Swing it back in the Flyers zone.
Well, speaking of defensive play, John, let's look at something. Harrison can step up because Jeff Skinner, who's just on the ice, can fill in. Roll forward. Heck of a play from Skinner. And he makes this a 2-on-2. I mean, that's great to see. Great to see from Skinner.
Manny Malhotra, Patrick Dwyer, Nathan Gerbe. Newly formed checking line for Kirk Muller. On the ice here, Sean Couturier will take the face-off for the Flyers. Carolina with 10 shots as opposed to only 6 taken by the Flyers. And they just came off a stretch where they went 14 minutes between shots. Out to center ice, Matt Reed in control, moving it by Justin Falk, and awaiting in the trapezoid is Anton Hudobin.
You must have a real memory of like an elephant or a great statistician to come up with good stats like that.
No, it's the latter. Laura doing a fine job with us tonight. We got her out of the snowbanks, somehow reported for duty, and now it comes out to center ice. Justin Falk will clear it all the way back in.
She's not drifting.
No. Along the boards now. Played here by the Flyers. Knocked down by Adam Hall. Through the center zone. Good recovery that time by Radek Dvorak, and it comes all the way back. Sekera taken down. Play continues along the boards. It's dug out, but brought out here by Carolina's Nathan Gerbe, who starts his engine. He walks in for a shot punched down by Steve Mason.
Kirk Muller put Gerbe on this line to take some pressure off of him.
Now it's carried in the zone. Mark Streit, Adam Hall behind him to the corner. Chris Van de Velde on his man, and now it's Tuomo Ruutu for Carolina. Passing off for Riley Nash. Little give and go with Ruutu. It goes deep. He's separated from the puck by Timonen, fished out by Wayne Simmons. Down the wall for the Hurricanes is Jay Harrison out in front. Denied at the defense by Coburn. Timonen sets up Steve Downey, and all the Flyers can do is just dump it all the way down to Hudobin, who freezes. 11:48 left to go in the second period. Mike Komisarek and Wayne Simmons have a disagreement, and they're separated by the officials as we see.
Why engage if you're Komisarek at this point?
Why engage? Always a good question.
You got engaged.
I did. We're back.
Back in the second, and we see Yuri Tlusty and Jake Voracek, who both grew up in Kladno, Czech Republic. Here's a look at them with their good friend, Andrei Pavelek, as we see right here. They've been good friends and played hockey since age 9, and I asked Yuri what memories stand out with his close friends, and he says he remembers a tournament years ago. He couldn't remember the date, when they dyed their hair red and white on the sides with a blue mohawk down the middle. Of course, those are the Czech Republic flag colors. And we know someone else who's had a hair dye job going to a championship tournament as well.
Ooh. Oh, that's an open question. We'll ponder that. Puck is dumped back out to center ice. Kimmo Timonen now will feed it all the way back in.
A hair dye job going to a tournament.
Now you just think about it. Dwell on it. And we'll come up with it. Now, Eric Stahl over the line, pulls up, threads it in on Steve Mason, and it's free to the corner. Yuri Tlusty. Alex Semin now tries to move it back and does for Justin Falk at the line. It's a bouncing puck. And it careens back out to center ice. 11:13 left to go in the second period. 1-0 Carolina. The goal, Alex Semin. Wayne Simmons with a shot. Great save by Anton Hudobin. Chantel, you have the answer.
Justin Falk. I thought you guys would get that one easy.
Oh, the blonde hair for the Minnesota Duluth. Nice job, Chantel. I'll tell you a story about that in a second.
College, though.
But I'm sure Hurricanes fans really want to see this snare by Hudobin on one of the hottest scorers in the league right now. But yes, that story was that the entire Minnesota Duluth team dyed their hair blonde to come together and win a national championship. And then Jeff Daniels was very quickly Justin's coach in Charlotte. And Justin had to go to a few Walgreens. He told me this story when he knew he was going to the American League to dye that hair back because he didn't want to make a bad first impression with Jeff.
He wouldn't go for that being Jeff Daniels. Now along the boards, Jordan Stahl will move it back.
And he was my captain in the American League. I can say this. Yeah, follicles are a sensitive subject for a great mind and a great pro like JD.
From ice level now, Jordan Stahl sets up John Michael Lyles. Lyles to the outside, holding onto it. Jordan a tip. Great save by Mason. Jeff Skinner hops after it, broken up by Michael Raffle all the way back out. The Flyers are guilty of icing the puck again. And we'll take a look first at the save made by Anton Hudobin, then the activity maybe on Steve Mason.
Well, Wayne Simmons, as I said, is as hot of a scorer as there is in the league right now. You can see his angle is pretty good there. Excellent glove. Mason at the other end. Watching Mason go through all of his movements and drills with goalie coach Jeff Reich yesterday in anticipation of a game, that was pretty darn good. It was clearly something they do often.
Goaltending has been strong for this team. Ray Emery's been good too. Now Nathan Gerby handcuffing Pat Dwyer. Beautiful scoring chance out in front. Just about halfway through here in South Philly. Carolina has won both games against the Flyers this season. The opening weekend taking care of business on a Sunday in Raleigh, and then the overtime victory. Jordan Stahl tied it late. Manny Malhotra won it in overtime. Both games 2-1. It's moved by Steve Mason, picked off on the forecheck by Pat Dwyer. Left in back of the goals, we see Mazzaros for Matt Reed. They attempt to get it out.
The win over Philadelphia at home that commenced what ended up being an excellent 5-game homestand was just gigantic because the season was not going well.
2-1 in chances for Carolina. Hudobin handles it. Loose out in front. Hudobin is tied up. Gerby strong on the stick. Away from Matt Reed, and Carolina will survive.
Oh, heck of a job in the slot. It would have been interesting to see if the puck goes in, if there would have been any incidental contact.
Riley Nash with a shot deflecting wide of Steve Mason. Loose this way, and turning back is Vinny LeCavalier having a tough time. Route 2 on the forecheck. The Flyers now escape harm, and here they come. Couturier gets it deep. Hudobin's directing traffic. Reed has it. His pass detected on the back check that time, and coming all the way back nicely for the Hurricanes to make that play was Riley Nash. Now Wayne Simmons in the corner. Tied up by Andrej Sekera. Simmons to the outside. Timonen at the point. His shot wide of a drifting Hudobin. Played here now and forged out to center ice by Jiri Tolusti. Braden Shen has control of the Flyers. Turn it back. Shen taken down by Ruutu. No call. Now it's gloved by Wayne Simmons. Simmons will locate the puck, play it nicely to his stick, and back to the point it goes. Braden Coburn goes all the way across for Kimmo Timonen. Timonen inside for Simmons, off the paddle of Hudobin. It kicks around, and Carolina will ice it as they move it all the way back. And the officials, not paid to work the game here in Philadelphia, are unhappy.
Well, I thought Ruutu might have gotten the puck first. Shen was really moving at a high rate of speed. Let's watch. Does he get the puck first? They may have gotten the stick first. Let's see if we get a better look at it. I think maybe he just got the shaft of the stick first, and that's what prevented either official from making the call. I would categorize it as a break.
Wow, right off the draw. Claude Giroux off the blocker of Anton Hudobin. Grossman in control. Nicholas Grossman now 14-9. The shots favoring Carolina. Semin has the goal. Now Claude Giroux goes deep. Hudobin can't hold it up. Voracek off the stick of Ron Hainsey. In back of the goal, dug out nicely by Andrej Sekera. He gets time and space, and out he comes. He'll gain center ice and push it deep.
It's a key play from Sekera with his skating ability because the Flyers are starting to push.
Now Stahl centers one off Grossman. Lyles looking for a tip, none available. Back to the point. Ron Hainsey attempts to trap the zone. He did not. It's offside. 7:27 left to go in the second period. Right now, the only goal that's standing up, his line mate, Alexander Semin, has the goal. 1-0 for Stahl and the Hurricanes. Now bouncing back from a tough one against the Tampa Bay Lightning on Sunday night. We started the evening talking about Justin Falk and Andrej Sekera.
Well, that's why I say this is exciting, because the toughest thing in this league is to be elite top tier consistently, and they've been pretty darn good. They've established themselves in a sort of an anonymous way as one of the top D pairings certainly in the Eastern Conference, let alone the league. But you have to learn from nights like Tampa and try to minimize the number of times they occur and stop the bleeding. Thus far, they have certainly reversed in the first half.
Andre, along with Nathan Gerbe, will be playing against the Sabres. We believe it will be true that the game will happen tomorrow night at First Niagara Center. But we'll wait and see for the forecast as Matt Reed now gets it deep. Cavalier will feed it along. 7 minutes left in the second period. 1-0 Carolina. And a first period goal from Alexander Semin.
I just hope I don't hear the fire alarm 2 in the morning. Well, seriously, the last time we were in Buffalo, I mean, that was the proverbial adding salt to the wound with the strength of that sound.
Yeah, that was the going away song. Now Reed off the glove hand of Anton Hudobin. Couturier digs it out. Sean Couturier on a cycle back to the point. Luke Shen goes across. Mazzaros swallowed, fought off as Hudobin gave up a rebound. Now Couturier handcuffing Luke Shen. A foot race ensues, and Nathan Gerbe walks in for a chance. What a goal! Nathan Gerbe with a highlight goal, and Carolina has a 2-0 lead.
What a way for the former Buffalo Sabre to go into Buffalo tomorrow night for the second time due to the polar vortex, but for his first game against the Sabres. This was unbelievable. Shen can't handle it. It looks like Plinko, Bob Barker, Price is Right style. And he tries a move that I can guarantee you Steve Mason and everybody else in the building, including the Carolina broadcast booth, have not seen him use this year. I mean, are you kidding me? John, what a goal.
No doubt about it. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, maybe that's the one. I'd like to see the one that beats it. Now they play along the boards. As Tolusti ties it up, we get a whistle in the Carolina zone. 6:03 left in the second period. What a goal scored by Nathan Gerbe.
And Simmons going to take Carolina's first penalty of the game, and it's going to be a trip in the offensive zone. And this is going to be a key time, but I mean, my gosh, you don't see what we just saw from Gerby very often. Holy cow. And here I thought he was fighting. There's the trip from Semin. I thought he was fighting a little bit of confidence. That tells you about the depth of his confidence. But, you know, the fact that that puck was bouncing, he had time to think about what his move was going to be on the ultra-big goaltender. But he hasn't seen a lot of Mason because Gerby's only been in the Eastern Conference in his career, and Mason in Columbus until recently in Philly. I mean, that was just a doozy.
First power play for the Flyers. Timonen shot accepted by Anton Khudobin. We're going to stoppage here early in the power play. We could watch this one all night long.
Well, I think Chantel McCabe's going to have to ask him about this move between periods. I mean, but the fact that the puck was bouncing like it was, I mean, if this is the first half of the period, he doesn't even get to that puck to make the move because it's fresher ice. Well, maybe he tried it at Boston College. Watching all the film I did of Gerby as a Buffalo Sabre, I don't remember ever seeing that. Yeah, maybe he did in a shootout or whatnot, but it was perfectly executed.
They whip it across this way for Voracek. Jake Voracek holding onto it away from Sekera. Grinding along the boards now, pushed out by Sekera. Jordan is away with Dwyer. Short-handed. Jordan Staal cuts. Converged on a couple of times. Here come the Flyers. Wayne Simmons to the outside, drops it back off the stick of Pat Dwyer and swatted out of the zone by Jordan Staal.
That's what skating can do for you. The Hurricanes leading the league in shorthanded goals. At times, I think you're up 2-0. You don't have to go for another one, but they get back.
9 shorthanded goals, 7 scored on the road. Komisarek blocked by LeCavalier. Turning is Eric Staal off a stick in the screen, out of play.
Komisarek just saved an odd man rush by turning around there on the backhand and to keep that puck in the Philadelphia zone. Boy, what an effort so far from the Hurricanes. And Nathan Gerby, we talk about it. Marty St. Louis convinced him to use a shorter stick. Actually, when they were working out together in Connecticut, I'm going to ask him after, I don't know if he pulls off that move with a longer stick. You know, having the shorter stick probably helped him do something that may be on a little thing called nationwide highlight videos.
Now Steve Mason drops it off for Mark Streit. He'll quarterback, and he's been very good at that of late. 45 seconds left in the power play. Reed for Vinny LeCavalier. He throws on the brakes, lays it back for Streit. They go wide with it. Streit gets it back. LeCavalier with a shot blocked by Sekera. A stick battle with Braden Shen. LeCavalier at the line. They walk it. Streit. Again, LeCavalier. Mark Streit thinks about it. He's guarded up top. Watched closely by Dvorak. Streit again. It's tipped wide off Shen. Braden Shen in front of Khudobin. Out of the corner now. Matt Reed on Justin Falk. Sekera lends a helping hand. What a pass as he sets up Manny Malhotra, and out she goes.
A sensational shift from Sekera and Falk. We began the show talking about them needing to have a bounce-back game. Key kill with all the momentum. What worked?
Here's LeCavalier in the high slot. They dangle to the wall. Controlled here. Carried deep by Chris Van de Velde. Wiped off the skate of Ron Hainsey. Played here by Van de Velde. Chris Van de Velde centers one through the blue. Adam Hall was flashing on the back door. Moved by Grossman for Steve Downey. Tied up by Ron Hainsey. 3:39 left in the period. Van de Velde was upset, knocked off his pegs, and now he continues inside for Adam Hall. Hall turns, grinds a cycle. Trading places is Braden Colburn. Moving by Eric Staal. Colburn stays with it. Up on the rush. Braden Colburn for Steve Downey. He'll center one off sticks. Nicholas Grossman in control. Wristing one off the end walls. Philadelphia at even strength mounting pressure. Inside it goes. Broken up by Eric. Eric Staal now has time. He'll wind it back out to center. Salusti fights off Adam Hall as the puck lay loose, and Semin gets it deep.
He needed to get it deep. I mean, this is where you have 3 minutes where the shifts need to be short, energetic, and they have to be hard. And make sure you don't give Philly anything for free that will give them life going into the third.
Off a glass support, Skinner has it. Jeff Skinner turns. He's taken down by Grossman. Play continues out of the corner. Jordan for Carolina. Now Skinner dancing. Broken up at the defense. Loose along the boards. Luke Shen broke that up. Lindholm out in front, negated by Grossman. Swept along by Steve Mason. Raffle hit hard on the play that time, and moving across on him was Jordan Stahl. The Flyers have it. Voracek out to center ice. Flung deep by Claude Giroux.
Good work there of allowing the pinch because you have the high forward. That was an excellent shift from the newly constructed Jordan Stahl, Skinner Lindholm line.
Skinner pickpocketing Andre Mazzaros. Timo Timonen looking around. Along the boards, forged out to center, going down. Sekera, and it's gloved ahead, so we get a stoppage of play. 2:05 left to go in the second period. Nathan Gerbe walks in alone. How about this? What a move by Carolina's 14. We're back. We're back in South Philly. What do you want to know about Nathan Gerbe? Well, 3 things you should know. Shortest guy in the league, biggest heart. Won the 2008 NCAA title at Boston College. His nickname with the Sabres, the Tasmanian Devil. Well, Taz, go to work.
Well, again, I mentioned they trained together. San Luis convinced Gerbe to use a shorter stick this summer. And that plays into that. I think between periods, I'm going to call Hall of Famers Rick Jeanneret and Harry Neal, who, Rick's still covering Buffalo, of course, an icon there, and Harry's done it the last few years. They ask him if they've ever seen that move from Gerbe. I mean, incredible.
Along the boards now. Out of that scrum. 1:44 left to go in the second period. The Canes will be in Buffalo, where his career started at this level. Tomorrow night, 6:30, Sports South, Hurricanes Live. Canes will come home and take on the Ottawa Senators. Newly scheduled noon start on Saturday afternoon at PNC Arena because of the blizzard conditions here in Philadelphia. Now Braden Shen out to center. Simmons 1-on-3. He'll fish it by John Michael Lyles. Go to work on the forecheck. Get a little bit of support from Hartnell. Semin turns it over, but it jumps the stick of Nicholas Grossman and back out.
This is no small part of this game right here. This is a really important last minute.
Strike nullified by Lyles. Back out to the neutral zone. Shot ahead by Grossman. Ron Hainsey let it go for Carolina. Michael Raffle for Voracek. Recovering is Toulouse. Gloved down by Mark Streit. He's defended by Semin. He keeps it deep. 40 seconds left in the period. Hudobin turns it over. Claude Giroux, Michael Raffle off Hudobin. Here's Giroux. They score! Claude Giroux. One too many loose plays in Philadelphia is on the scoreboard.
Unfortunately, that's why I said this was a very important last shift of a period. This changes the entire complexion. The Hurricanes had the numbers to get it out. Hudobin and Hainsey lacks communication here. As Hudobin, I think, thought if he just kept the puck flowing to the other side, there would be a white jersey to get it. There wasn't. And this is the type of leadership play. We've seen it from Eric Stahl through just about 2 periods and setting up Semin for the game's opening goal. And now we see it from Claude Giroux to give the Flyers all sorts of life going into a third where they have had all sorts of comebacks. So it's going to get very, very interesting, and there's still 30 to play here.
Anton Hudobin put himself in a tough spot. He couldn't bail himself out as Claude Giroux snuck in. Giroux scores his 14th goal of the season. And he has been red hot with 28 points in his last 19 games. Inside it goes. Reed has stood up. He was checked by Jordan Stahl. Timonen off Jordan. 5 seconds left in the period. Hurricanes get it out to the center zone. As it just bats around at the horn, that'll do it. 2 in the books here in Philadelphia. Nathan Gerbe with an electrifying goal in the period will be Chantel McCabe's second period guest as she kicks off the PNC Bank intermission report. You want some Nathan Gerbe? It's all Nathan Gerbe as we go to break. Carolina 2 and Philadelphia 1. A goal to remember by the Hurricanes number 14. We're back right after this.
Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Raleigh Orthopedics. Go where the pros go. Raleigh Orthopedic. By Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. And by Ontario Tourism. Go fish in Ontario.com. Get hooked.
Back in South Philly as the bells chime for the third period. The skill, the creativity of Nathan Gerbe on full display in the second period. The freeze cam is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Well, for me, I think the part I find most impressive is he's fighting his confidence probably more than he has at any other point during the season. And he tries this. I really do believe, knowing Gerbe the way I've gotten to know him, he would have watched Tomas Hertl pull this move off in his 4-goal game against Marty Biron at that point in the New York Rangers, and then would have tried it in practice, built some confidence with it, and had the guts to try it on Mason like he did, and it was executed perfectly.
He is going home and away tomorrow along with Andrej Sekera, Canes and Sabres. Barring any weather mishaps, starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30 on Sports South.
And I can confirm, because I had Chantel McCabe ask Gerbe before their interview started, have you ever tried this move in the NHL? And he said no. So that's the first time he's tried it in a game in the National Hockey League.
Now the Hurricanes will have to stave off a team that has made a habit of coming back this season. They have come back 9 times when trailing by 1 goal at some point in the third period. In control, Colburn. Wheeled off now for Claude Giroux. It's tipped just wide off the stick of Michael Raffl. And it goes deep. Andrej Sekera for the Hurricanes early in this third period. A steal by Colburn. Here it comes. Hung on to by Hudobin. The Carolina Ale House is the spot for cool bars. And the next one will be on January 28th in Durham. And the Wilmington location will be hosting one on March the 1st. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
That puck hit Anton Hudobin's the bottom of his glove and squibbled to his pads. That was a concerning save. And Jordan Staal, Manny Malhotra, the best faceoff men through 2. Claude Giroux for Philly.
Jordan has it. Back out he goes away from Matt Reed. Over the line, his shot fought off by Steve Mason. Loose to the corner. Reed in control for Philadelphia. Skinner knocking it down with a steal. Jeff Skinner goes to work. Tough angle. Kicked out by Mason. Good anticipation by John Michael Lyles. Elias Lindholm with a shot. Ricocheting wide off a stick. Jordan Staal and Skinner in the slot, and now Mark Strike reverses. Philadelphia will get it back out to the center zone. Here's Sean Couturier. Over the line with a pump fake off a body. Fended off by Mike Komisarek. Couturier gets the inside track. Komisarek fights back for Carolina. Loose in back of the goal. Malhotra in a stick battle here along the boards with Matt Reed. It pops out. Luke Schenn holding. Faking, shooting one. Off Hudobin. Loose along the boards. Skinner for Malhotra and back out.
Where the Philadelphia Flyer points have been effective in the first almost 2 minutes of this third period, getting shots through, and the Hurricanes are really collapsing, which creates those lanes.
A steal by Scott Hartnell. He'll move it by Komisarek. Malhotra. Hartnell in control. Scott Hartnell now turns it deep for Braden Schenn. Pass picked off by Manny Malhotra, handcuffing Mike Komisarek, who plays it off the boards and gets it out. Andre Mazzaros tied up by Radek Dvorak. This is Braden Schenn with a give back for his brother Luke, and away they go.
That puck hit Shuchek, the linesman, on the way out. That's the second time in the same spot he's been hit. Nothing he can do about it.
Hartnell a steal. Taken off the puck nicely that time, and the back check by Eric Staal. Through the center zone, Toulouse gets it deep. Staal gets after it. Eric centers for Toulouse. Separated from the puck by Nicholas Grossman. Braden Schenn for the Flyers. Back out to neutral ice, cradling off the boards. Sekera in the skates of Eric, who gets it back. Rink wides for Falk. Justin Falk in the zone. To the outside. His shot fought off by Mason. And Mark Streit had the rebound. That was just laying there for someone to pick it up. Toulouse gets to it, and a high stick is called.
Oh boy, this is a tough penalty to take. Offensive zone penalty early in the period. Of course, Riley Nash took the penalty in the first period at 0-0 against Tampa. And Barberio ended up scoring a huge first goal. Let's watch. There it is right up top there. Ooh, that's a tough one. Wait, just clipped him. Literally just clipped him, but this is a key kill, obviously.
Minor penalty on Nash. Second power play for the Flyers. Timonen turning as Claude Giroux. Giroux drawing a man Kirby to the wall. Holding onto it now. In front, alone is Simmons. Good stop, but they score! On the rebound, it's Scott Hartnell. And the Flyers have tied it.
Well, offensive zone penalties will come back to haunt you. And we've been taking a particular look at special teams faceoffs. And Philadelphia, believe it or not, their power play on the road has been far better than at home. I mentioned Giroux has been their best faceoff man. He's the guy that really does it all here. Wins the draw, gets over to the half wall, very patient with the puck, sees that Simmons has a one-on-one battle with Anton Khudobin. Falk's got to go tend to that, and then Hartnell has the seeing eye shot on the short side. But to me, that is all about, both goals really have been all about Claude Giroux.
Alex Semin off the draw, wipes it high. New story here at Wells Fargo Center. Offside is called at the line. Scott Hartnell. Wayne Simmons and Claude Giroux get the assist on the power play goal, which is tied it.
Well, the half-wall guy is the distributor of the puck, whether to go high or to go low. And Giroux makes the right decision after winning the faceoff. One of our game keys is Wayne's World. And Wayne's World, his world is Hartnell along with Schenn. That line at even strength, but there, it's 2/3 of it on the power play to score the biggie.
12th goal of the season for Scott Hartnell. Now comes all the way back in. Lyles along the boards, tied up by Downey. Eric Stahl, Alexander Semin, one of 2 Carolina goals tonight. Picked off by Jake Voracek. Philadelphia will be in Columbus tomorrow night. Carolina goes to Buffalo. Over the line they cross. Coburn lets it fly. Patted down, a big rebound as Downey had his stick taken off the puck, and Carolina gets it back out. Eric Stahl pulls up. He'll pump it off a body off Lyles, who takes a hit from Claude Giroux. In the corner now, it's loose. Coburn spots Voracek to the wall. Off the boards and all the way back out, and John Michael Lyles will hunt it down for Carolina. At the line, Lindholm looking for Jordan, nullified at the D. A shot! Mason said no, and the chance for Jeff Skinner, who came in on a line change. Skinner tied up by Grossman. Matt Reed, Sean Couturier on the boards. Springs Vincent Lecavalier. Here he comes, moving on Komisarek, who plays it well. Lecavalier stays with it. Matt Reed from the corner, now Couturier. Picked off by Jordan, and out he goes. Jordan Stahl moving up on Mark Streit. To the outside of him, Skinner in the slot. Coming late on the play and wedged off his Ruutu. Now Falk holding, shooting one off the goal post. Harrison at the point. Justin Falk, here it comes wide of Mason. Harrison keeps it deep. Jordan back of the goal. Tuomo Ruutu in support. Ruutu taken down, no call. Out of the corner now. Jordan in control, holding onto it. He'll wipe it ahead. Ruutu let it go nicely for Gerby. Off a body off Mason. Ruutu shut down by Steve Mason. And a disturbance out in front. Everybody getting involved. Lecavalier has one glove off.
I'm sure this faceoff will come outside. This all started with Jordan Stahl at the end of the shift, and I'm sitting up here in the press box saying, Jordan, it's time to get off, it's time to get off, but he's a horse. He was able to find a little bit more reserve energy and makes the play, and Falk hits the post. As I'm thinking at this point, Jordan, short shifts, Lindholm and Skinner flanking him. They had an excellent shift off the pipe, and you see ball at that point, Ruutu's already come on. So Lindholm had gotten off, Skinner was still on. Ended up being a heck of a forechecking shift. Jordan eventually got off, and Mason makes 2 saves on Ruutu. Ruutu, who has gotten back to playing the game the way he needs to play it. Lecavalier and Harrison in the box for 4-on-4 hockey, it would appear.
2 minutes each for roughing, I believe. Vinny Lecavalier for Philadelphia and Jay Harrison for the Hurricanes. As Tripp pointed out, those are the calls, and the ice will open up.
I'm trying to figure out here. Obviously, Harrison way down at the goal line. They missed something on The defenseman coming in. I would have thought this faceoff would have come outside.
We go to 4-on-4 off the draw. Sekera with a shot turned out with a purpose by Mason, played by Jake Voracek. Voracek now will wind it back out to center ice. Voracek flies in the zone, goes wide, he's taken down, goes hard to the corner. Giroux, Sekera. And now it's poked deep. Riding along the boards for the Flyers is Claude Giroux, tied up by Justin Falk. Moved by Andrei Sekera. Falk. Giroux a steal, nobody home out in front. Semin tries to get it out, pressured by Colburn. The Flyers keep it ahead. Colburn goes to work on Sekera. Along the boards, it's Falk. Underneath it and out is Eric Stahl. And away he goes. Stahl at the line, approaching Timonen. Throws on the brakes. Eric Stahl now stopping and starting. Off the skate of Giroux, loose in back of the goal. Voracek hard pressed by Alex Semin. Both boys go down. And the Flyers now will start fresh. Timo Timonen in back of his own net.
I took a look real quickly. Harrison had jumped down in that play, so I think that's why. If he had come down because of the play, that's why the faceoff does not come outside.
Simmons back in his own zone out of the corner. Along the boards now, they fling it across. Hainsey off of Braden Shen. Mark Streit in control, moving it along the boards and back out. Braden Shen off the boards. Ron Hainsey picks it off. In control now, they cross. Jordan Stahl moving it by Kimmo Timonen. Stahl turns, takes a hit, leaves it there, and now in control, Braden Shen. He'll wind it back. We're deadlocked at 2. Take a look at the shots in this period. Carolina by 5 and 4-on-4 hockey. 20 seconds left in it. Mark Streit signed as a free agent in the offseason. Andre Mazzaros through the center ice zone in the skates of Sekera. Moving along the boards, forged out by Lindholm. Flyers, as we see, get it back. They wind it back in the zone. Soft pass. A miss hit that time by Streit. Mazzaros turns it over to Falk. Justin Falk to the outside of Couturier. Centers one by Mason. Now Streit moves it. Chopped along by LeCavalier and back out.
Canes may be down a forward. I'm trying to count. It seems they're down one player. Up to check.
5-on-5 again. Dvorak stopped by Steve Mason. Matt Reed out to the center zone. Komisarek for Carolina. Flyers in the process of a change. Luke Shen. Headmans for Couturier. A lead pass negated at the line by Harrison. And they turn it back. Dvorak out of the reach of Komisarek. It comes all the way back. Icing against Carolina.
Patrick Dwyer, I believe, has left the Hurricanes bench. And John, I believe you may have some news here from the Canes PR department.
Dwyer is an upper body concern and will not be back.
It's a tough loss, so they're grit it out. And we're at that point in the season right now, too. The Metropolitan Division, I don't know if it factors in, but you prefer to win this one in regulation as you're chasing the Philadelphia Flyers.
Simmons out of the corner. Wayne Simmons controlling it on the target, fended off by Hudobin. To the corner now. Braden Shen. He'll move it. Komisarek looks around, pressured on a pinch by Colburn. Inside for Braden Shen along the boards. Wayne Simmons for Shen. Back it goes. Philadelphia attempting to win that battle, but Carolina gets it back out. Grossman back in his own zone. Nicholas Grossman takes a hit from Tuomo Ruutu. Now Braden Colburn off a stick. Second crack. Moving it by Braden Shen. Is back in the zone, icing here against the Flyers Monday night. Join Chen Hildreth, Chad Simmons, and Jamie Newberg as they track the biggest high school recruits through National Signing Day and learn how their decisions will shape the future of college football. It's the new College Football Show, Next Class 2014, Monday at 10 on Fox Sports South.
Eric Stahl has been good in the face-off circle of late, but not tonight. This is a big one for him here to Semin.
Semin stinging a man, Grossman, with his shot. Now Eric Stahl centers one out of the reach of Talusti. Hainsey pummels one high. Loose this way. Turning with it is Eric. Off a stick. Now Talusti. His shot blocked by Grossman. Eric got it back. Hainsey off the boards. His shot fought off by Mason. Grossman has it, elevating the puck. Feeding it all the way back. Icing it here. And Philadelphia's tuckered out. We'll see what they do.
I think Craig Berube will call the timeout for sure.
I think he will.
Neither coach has called his timeout. He's trying to I think he's trying to teach Wayne Simmons a little bit to buy a little bit of extra time. And now, see, this buys time without having to. It's really in a way calling the timeout without calling it.
Now Sekera. Off a body. Lindholm shovels one wide on his backhand. Jeff Skinner. Skinner stick handling on Grossman. Lindholm in back of the net. Fronted by Braden Coburn. Back it goes Justin Falk. His shot tip. Mason a dandy off Jordan Stahl. Now Falk. His shot swallowed by Steve Mason. 10:47 left to go in regulation time. The Flyers had the power play early in this third period. Scott Hartnell gets it done. We're tied at 2. Welcome back to Wells Fargo Center. Coors Light, Cold Hard Facts, installment number 2 tonight. Take a look at penalty minutes in terms of the fewest taken this season. Carolina right behind New Jersey. The Flyers playing true to their identity.
Actually, if you look back the last 3 or 4 years, the Philadelphia Flyers have had more special teams situations, both penalties and power plays, than anybody else in the league. And I mean, over a significant period of time, whether it be Craig Berube or when Peter Laviolette was coaching the team, it's been constant the last few years.
Voracek turns it over. Sekera off the end wall looking for the big carom. Radek Dvorak in control for Carolina. Move to the point, and here's Falk. Justin Falk now. Dvorak again. Playing it along the boards. Broken up. He was sealed off nicely on the play that time. And it's carried out by Voracek. Giroux. Jake Voracek now to the outside. Rubbed out by Justin Falk. Played here by Andrej Sekera, who reverses for Falk. Falk will play it this way as he moves it by Claude Giroux. Carried back out to neutral ice by Manny Malhotra. Broken up by Braden Coburn. They go D to D, and out they go. Philadelphia in control as they cross the line. Pitched ahead on Hudobin. They get to the rebound. Reed centers it back. Here's Timonen. Off a body blocked by Lyles. Lyles in the corner. Moves it. Semin. Guarded by Braden Coburn. Semin. Give it away to Timonen, who feeds it right back in Kane's ice. Hainsey. LeCavalier is on him. Vincent LeCavalier going down. Reversed by Semin. Played here by Kimmo Timonen. Inside it goes. LeCavalier. Behind Hudobin out in front. Intended for Couturier. And broken back out here by Yuri Tlusti. A partial 3-on-2. Lyles up on the play. Off the stick of Mark Streit. And it's loose this way.
The previous situation, the neutral zone, that's the east-west part of Semin's game that's got to go. Try to go to the middle of the ice. Tight hockey game. Keep going north. You know, there are other times to make a play.
Big battle in the Metropolitan Division. Carolina 7 points in back of Philadelphia. Giroux along the boards, fished out 2-on-1. Voracek and Downey. They race back. The Hurricanes do a good job. Harrison and Komisarek. Now Streit tries to outmuscle Skinner. He gets help from Jordan Stahl. It kicks off a skate. In control, you're looking at Mike Komisarek. And out he goes.
Don't look now, but for a stretch of games now, 3 to be specific, or almost 3, Komisarek and Harrison have played very well together.
They have. Philadelphia in front of the goal survives. Punched along by Justin Falk, who comes all the way back in. Both teams are changing. You see what Carolina's done. Shots again, as it was Sunday night. Controlling that aspect. They had 51 on Ben Bishop. And the Tampa Bay Lightning, 28 so far in this one.
You know, I did have a chance to talk to Rod Brindamore quickly between periods. And, you know, I asked him if he's seen Gerby try that move in practice because they work together all the time. And he said, no, not exactly like that. But he practices quick hand moves all the time.
I know one thing. He's the first guy on the ice every day. That's every day.
He's just happy to not be pulling the truck pulling the car like his father Joe had him do as a kid. You know, listen, fans, this is a true story.
Off the draw now. It's one back. Mark Streit in control. 8:10 left to go in regulation time. Canes and Sabres tomorrow night. The Flyers will play tomorrow night also. They will be in Columbus, and they have won 7 in a row. The Canes and the Flyers deadlocked at 2. Another story we teed up tonight was the saga of Tuomo Ruutu. Struggled on Sunday night, but tonight has responded.
Well, at the end of our pregame show, I mentioned that whatever ice time he was given, he had to make the most with. And his first shift of the game, He had 2 excellent chances and then 2 hits. And he has continued to be rewarded as he should be with more ice time. He spent a good portion of the commercial timeout actually with his eyes closed on the bench, visualizing. A lot of players use that. And again, the Hurricanes are down a forward. Dwyer not to return.
Upper body for him. Colburn, a shot covered by Hudobin. Made the save, reacted to it. 7:56 left in regulation time.
And anybody that knows Tuomo Ruutu, I mean, you couldn't be happier for him. He is one of the most, for a guy that plays when he's playing his game, type of hard-nosed hockey that he does, he's one of the most caring individuals that you are ever going to meet. Very, very popular. And again, he's coming off those surgeries. You know, at the time I said you have to wait 15 to 20 games for Ruutu to be himself. You know, and he was himself after that. Now it's sad. Maybe he's getting it back now.
Been a home run, been a great Hurricane, no doubt about it. Now it's played here by Mazzaros at the point. Double hip surgery coming into this season. And fighting through all of that. Now it's Hartnell laying it right at the Carolina bench as the bodies scramble. Let's go down to ice level. Chantel McCabe.
Well, thanks, John. You guys were talking about stick handling, and it was about a couple months ago where Gerby was leading some stick handling drills with Alex Semin and Riley Nash. I posted this picture about a couple months ago on my Twitter, and they just one by one going through drills with about 15 pucks. It was like follow the leader or duck, duck, goose or something. They all in a row. They were all practicing their stick handling, and maybe that's why we saw that beautiful goal tonight.
Boy, I'm just trying to think. You said Semin was involved, didn't you, Chantal? I'd like to know what duck, duck, goose is in the Russian language.
We can get on that. Now back of the goal. It's played here by the Flyers. LeCavalier to Grossman. His shot! Hudobin the save. It's loose in the slot, and Carolina gets out of dodge. Back out to center. Lindholm over the line. Skinner. Sweep check by Grossman. Elias Lindholm looking for Skinner. Rejected by Grossman. And all the way back in Canes ice.
Yeah, I don't know if Jordan Stahl on that rebound got it just a piece of the Philadelphia player legally or not and disrupted the chance. You know, both goalies have given up some rebounds. I think that's what it's going to come down to, a second chance.
Here's Voracek. Giroux sends it high. Loose this way. Timonen looking for Claude Giroux. Broken up. Carried out by Alex Semin. Here's Talusti working Colburn. His shot off the stick of Colburn. It stays in play. Braden Colburn in the corner for the Flyers. Stolen by Eric. He centers one by Talusti. Raffle not out. Bulk has it. Sekera goes wide. Here it comes off a body. Blocked by Voracek. Now Sekera taken down by Colburn. Play continues. Talusti is double teamed. Andre Sekera for Carolina. This way for Justin Falk. He'll settle it down. Feed it across for Sekera. Here it comes. Stopped by Mason. The rebound. They score! Yuri Talusti picks up the loose change. Carolina by 1.
There's that second chance. You could just feel it. Both goaltenders here, they've spit out some rebounds. And Yuri Talusti has played a heck of an all-around game. I think he is the just recipient of this award. Excellent work on the forecheck. Andre Sekera joining in. He's got a responsible high forward that allows him to jump in. I think that's the captain, Eric Stahl. Then you get that first shot. Mason is not able to absorb it. And so the Slovak with the first shot, the Czech with the finish.
Now Simmons tries to walk in. Good play by Lyles. Right off the faceoff, it pops back out. 14 minutes gone in this third period. Hurricanes by 1. Scott Hartnell broken up by John Michael Lyles. He'll feed it deep. Nathan Gerby is on it. Getting help from Ron Hainsey. In control, Scott Hartnell. Hartnell attempts to move it. Broken up, fed out by Malhotra. Now Andre Mazzaros. He'll wind it along. Andre Sekera and Justin Falk get the assist on a goal scored at 13:50 by Yuri Talusti. Goal number 7. Now it comes all the way back for Luke Schenn. No icing, and the Flyers are on it.
So I guess the response has been there from Sekera and Falk after their tough night, a rare one against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sekera setting up that goal. Falk has elevated his game in a big way, especially here in this period.
Jordan Stahl now, hampered a bit by Matt Reed's forechecking. A loose puck, LeCavalier, Reed, and he sends it high. Hudobin attacking that. It went in the screen. And we get a stoppage. 5:02 left to go in this third period. Jiri Tlusty comes through in the clutch. We're going down the stretch in South Philly. Back in Philadelphia, 3-2 Carolina. The go-ahead goal from Jiri Tlusty. Let's take a look at tonight's Storm Tracker.
Well, the dynamic duo rebounds, no question about it. They've been plus players. Sekera sets up there the go-ahead goal. Falk has been big time. Wayne's World, yes. Wayne's World with Hartnell in particular tied the game in the power play early in this period. And the secondary scoring has come in absolutely extravagant fashion with a guy that has been put on the third line in Gerby with that breakaway goal that was in the stratosphere.
Third of 4 meetings. The final meeting between these two teams this season will be on April 13th. Now it's played here in control. Nicholas Grossman. Stolen by Semin. Encumbering Tlusty. It comes back out. Sekera feeds it in.
You know, again, and the big line has had an excellent night. That's where, unless Semin's sure, make sure you know it's 3-2. Getting the puck deep, simple, mundane hockey at this point is not a bad thing.
Alexander Semin. Back in his own zone. You see it from ice level. Choked off through the middle. Voracek getting a pass from Giroux. He goes to work. Jordan Staal defensively for the Hurricanes. And out they come. Andrej Sekera finds his way out to center ice. Knocked down by Braden Colburn. Knocked down here with a high stick. We get a stoppage. Tomorrow night, the Canes will be in Buffalo. Second leg of this back-to-back now because of the storm. We could see Ryan Miller, but he struggled last night in their game against Florida. And, of course, they have 2 Olympians in goal.
Yeah, the other one, Jonas Enroth, has actually played extremely well. He just hasn't had any goal-scoring support. And Buffalo's been a good home team. And now they have a new general manager in Tim Murray. Of course, Pat LaFontaine, the president, and Ted Nolan has really seen his team take some positive steps.
They've been better under Ted Nolan, no doubt about it. Now it's played here by Ron Hainsey. Moved along, 3:47 left in the third period. Along the boards now, Lindholm broken up. Fished out of the zone by Scott Hartnell. Coming back is John Michael Lyles. They go D to D. Hainsey chipped in by Elias Lindholm and now put on a tee by Steve Mason. Attempting to get it to Timonen and now carried out of the zone by Braden Shen. Ice cut in half on him by Nathan Gerby. 3:23 left in this third period. Good work by Gerby. Here he comes. What a save by Steve Mason. That would have been highlight goal number 2.
Another hand play. I mean, that's the handwork that Brindamore was talking about every day in practice.
Now goes by Justin Falk. Radek Dvorak. Pinching down the wall, Andre Mazzaros. Sekera for the Hurricanes. Shovels along, broken up by Luke Shen. Moved by Simmons and gained here by Carolina's Eric Staal, who pulls up. Easily detected by Steve Mason. 2:50 left. Along the boards, Carolina with a 1-goal lead. Tlusty inside for Semin. The outside of the pack, he'll turn it back. Played here by Hainsey with his head up. Inside it goes for Jordan. Jordan defended on the play by Sean Couturier. Jordan stays with it. Couturier has it. Semin broke it up. 2:29 left in this third period. Hurricanes happy to keep it in that Flyers zone, which they do. At the point, Lyles now will play it outside the blue line.
Excellent shift, staggering line changes from the big line. First Eric Staal, then Tlusty, and then finally Semin. And the Flyers are not able to come up the ice.
Now Sean Couturier moves in, cuts. Defended by Hainsey. Skinner met by Braden Colburn. We'll keep an eye on Steve Mason. Mark Streit. Colburn. Streit again. He'll turn it back. Shots 32 Carolina. 22 Philadelphia. 3-2 where it counts. Canes on top. Streit. Voracek denied by Falk. And back out. Mason was halfway gone and now back in. Center zone. Flyers have it. Voracek's in. Jake Voracek. Radek Dvorak is on him. Mason to the bench. 6 skaters out. Streit with a shot. Off Hudobin. Free to the corner. Claude Giroux for Braden Shen. Negated by Justin Falk. Carried along by Wayne Simmons. Back to the point. Streit holding. Walking the line. Claude Giroux. Mark Streit. Here it comes. Denied by Malhotra. Giroux had it. Lost it. Timonen off a body off Gerby. Now Streit. Along the wall. They set it up. Voracek. Holding onto it this way. Outside the line. Timonen. $1:10 left in regulation time. Broken up by Dvorak. It spins all the way back. Icing is called against Carolina.
Even though it's icing, that is a key play from Dvorak because the Hurricanes had some tired bodies on the ice, and now they have to call their timeout because with icing you cannot change. This is certainly the time to call it. This has been a game through 59 minutes or just 4 seconds under that where the Hurricanes have, somebody's calling a timeout. It's, I think, Philadelphia.
I think it is, yeah. They were first to the bench. And it is the Flyers that call the timeout.
Which makes no sense to me because Carolina had some tired bodies on the ice. John forced Kirk Muller to use his timeout.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then if you need it, if you're Craig Berube in the last minute, use yours later. I don't understand this decision.
All right, let's get to the third period scoring while we have a chance here. It was a 2-1 game favoring Carolina. Philadelphia gets a power play. It's Scott Hartnell.
Well, it's Simmons and Hartnell who have had just tremendous chemistry, and Giroux did it all, though, by winning the draw. And then both goals, you can see, there were some second chances. And who was going to capitalize on a second chance first? And it was Jiri Tlusty, who I think way back in the first period has done all the little things, and that finally led to the big reward. Huge face-off coming up right here. So LeCavalier, who's been playing the wing, is going to be the guy to take this draw. Because it's on this side, Giroux's a righty, so he can't go to the backhand. That's why Vinny's going to take it.
Malhotra for Carolina. 1:04 left. Visitor down first. Won by LeCavalier. Giroux off a body. Went off Dvorak. Sekera sealed off by Voracek. Loose in the slot. Dvorak going down in desperation. He got it out. Flyers now will peel back. 50 seconds left. Carolina with a 1-goal lead. Scott Hartnell now will feed it hard around. Andrej Sekera for the Hurricanes. Lays it off a body. Kills more time. Kimmo Timonen is back on it. 35 seconds left. Hurricanes looking for their third win in 3 tries against the Flyers. Giroux dumps it in. Hartnell gives chase. Falk is back. Sekera now holding onto it. Moved by Malhotra off a body. LeCavalier out in front. Hudobin said no. Oh, a dandy on the redirect. And the Hurricanes clear it back. Icing is called. 14.7 seconds left.
And now Carolina can call their timeout if they want to, that they should have had to use with a minute left. Let's see if they do, or if they play it out here. Anton Hudobin just made a heck of a pad save. Heck of a pad save. And then the swipe down the ice. And I thought I saw Kirk Muller signal that he was going to call that timeout. I guess they're going to get at it. Here's the draw of the game.
They are Couturier and Malhotra. Ball start. In the circle early. That was a bad draw. They'll do it again. Flyers talking about the time here. Didn't move. It was 14.7. Still is. And just reorchestrate the face-off. Sean Couturier, Manny Malhotra. Couturier will try and wheel it back. Couturier off the draw. Malhotra got a piece of it. To the point. Giroux. 7 seconds left. Jordan a steal. Along the boards and out. 3 seconds on the clock. Braden Shen gets it ahead. That'll do it. Gutsy win in Philadelphia. Nathan Gerbe with heroics. Anton Hudobin at the tail end with a big stop. And Carolina wins it. 3-2.
Total team effort. The best players were the best players. The big line continued to lead the way, I thought, throughout this hockey game. They were the line that had the forecheck on the go-ahead goal from Jiri Tlusty. Tlusty did all the little things. Of course, Gerbe's highlight reel goal. But when you look at the game in its entirety, the Carolina Hurricanes deserved to win this hockey game. They were the better team. You could feel in the third period was who was going to create a good second opportunity, and Jiri Tlusty sends his team to Buffalo with 2 extremely important points.
Final count tonight. Carolina Hurricanes 3, Philadelphia Flyers 2. It's always gritty in Philadelphia. You have to play that way. And the Hurricanes answered the bell tonight. Alex Semin, the marksman. Jiri Tlusty at the tail end. Steve Mason played well. But the Hurricanes had more magic. This the best of the night. Nathan Gerbe How about it? Hurricanes Live comes your way next from South Philly right after this on Fox Sports Carolinas.